How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Caddleson here, and we're reacting to another episode of Charmed. We're on episode number 16 of season 2. Not far off, actually, in terms of how many episodes we've got left of Charmed, especially season 2, should I say. I'm not concluding things at the end of season 2, don't worry. But yeah, especially considering how I'm doing double duty for Charmed per week. Yeah, not long to go. And I've only just started posting for season 2 on YouTube. So, which, you know, given the gap between there and here, I always do that to any show, really, for various reasons, in case something bad happens to me and I can't react for a couple of weeks, or if it's to do with spoilers and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping into things this episode, as we had Bane return in the last episode, with Prue, you know, feeling things for him. Sadly, because he's been a bit of a naughty boy, yeah, he had to go and, you know, serve his time after dealing with the with that demon, of course. So yeah, but yeah, why don't we get into this episode of Charmed, episode 16 of season 2. Let's go.
Mr. Corso, I've changed careers. I'm not hiding that. But with all due respect, if you like my work, that should be enough. I mean, you're hiring me, not my resume.
You want a shot?
Do the pictures do justice?
Maggie Murphy. She's going to be featured in our St. Patty's Day issue.
Shit. Oh no. Lex Luthor is causing Lois Lane to have bad luck. Shit! Woo! Whoa! Okay.
It was like a bad dream, only it wasn't. Voices in my head. Everything's spinning.
See.
Does somebody you want to call? Family, friends?
No. Keep them away from me. They're safer there.
I feel so bad for her.
I shouldn't be alive, and if it hadn't been for that angel.
Excuse me? You better steer clear here so she doesn't ID you. I'll keep you posted, okay? Bye.
Honestly, if I was Maggie suffering from bad luck all the time, I think I would be like her, to be fair, because bubble wrap, just, yeah.
You're the one that I really love.
Leo won.
Yeah.
I love this. Don't get me wrong. I love this.
We can't do this.
Well, you just said.
I know. But
Until she clears the air with Dan.
I really need...
People get hurt.
I feel so bad. So bad. Stop smirking. I hope someone's like you. Hey, I don't recognize you. Get out of here, imposter.
You're bad luck as well. Enjoy your good luck, Maggie. You're free from this hell. Whoa.
Just reciting that. Yes. Go Prue. Oh!
Okay?
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
My work here is done.
Not so fast.
Oh, don't you dare curse.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just chill.
Oh, no.
I always look first. I don't... At least I didn't put you in the hospital this time. Your lipstick's smeared. It is?
Again?
Don't worry about it.
Feels responsible for all of the tragedies in her family's life. That pain doesn't just magically go away.
Oh my god.
May we see her?
Of course.
Because he's cursed Prue.
With
was causing pain and trouble wherever I went, that it was all my fault.
It's really sad.
It's like I was cursed.
Maybe you were cursed.
I'm in my hotel room. So what are you doing?
Just.
I'm with Leo. Just yeah.
It was fine. Hey, listen, maybe it's just my imagination, but I sensed a little
Disturbance in the force.
something going on. Or not going on at all, if that makes any sense. I'll just catch a cab back to my place, and maybe we can go out to dinner.
Great.
Oh, this is getting
I'll see
more
you soon.
and more and more awkward.
He hires you again. And go on, get out, go screw up somebody else's life.
You know what? At least Jonah Jameson has a lot more respect than you, dickhead.
Right. How can you handle this? Everything's gonna be fine.
And think that they're responsible for all the pain when they're actually not.
Well, that's not suicide. That's murder.
Well, not technically. They never actually
I
push
mean,
their victims. They just
no, they
always
just.
compel them to
But
kill.
they push the thoughts in their
Save
heads.
Maggie from him. What is wrong with her phone?
But I get what he's saying because that dark lighter
He
is like a
destroys
symbol
Prue,
of
he
depression.
destroys the good luck spell and leaves Maggie unprotected.
And Grams was extremely overprotective, but she was hardest on Prue. She kind of made Prue take care of us. She didn't let Prue go away to school. She wanted to go back east to be a photojournalist.
Oh, that.
Grams knew that we were going to become witches, and she wasn't going to let anything jeopardize that. Still, you know what? I don't
Really
care
does
what
put
was
that
happening.
maturity in
I
Prue.
would never even. None of what's happened today has anything to do with. Hello? Prue, can you hear me? Aaron, look, I lost my job and.
Oh, was he dead? What a creep!
You have to tell her about the dark lighter.
I'm trying. Phoebe, I can't hear you.
What's the matter? Your dirty little secret's gonna get exposed? It's gonna
Oh God.
fuel her despair even further. Fuck.
I almost got him killed. It's the only way to save the ones I love. I should have done it before. 8 years ago.
How,
But if I had, loved ones would still
how he
be
can
alive
pluck
today.
the memories as well.
Andy. I'm responsible
Don't you
for Andy.
fucking dare!
I want my powers back.
Shit!
I want my powers back. I want
Shit!
I can't keep being mortal.
Oh,
If this is the cost.
Leo.
No, I don't want to lose Piper. Not at the expense of losing one of her sisters.
Oh, Leo. Holy shit.
My calling.
No, he said he wanted his wings back. He didn't want to regenerate. Well, we're back in the game, Leo.
Are you sure? You're stronger than he is.
Jump, damn it! Hurry up!
Leo's gonna catch her, isn't
End it before I
he?
hurt them again.
Leo's gonna catch her for Oh my god. Oh!
It's true.
How did you?
You bastard! How dare you hurt people this way?
Yeah!
You can't stop me.
What a spear, Leo!
You all right?
Woo!
It's me. I'm a professional photographer. Look.
Photographed by.
Yay.
We love to see it.
I'll get it.
Oh no,
What if it's
this.
Ben? What if he's back from his trip early? Well, then I have to tell him the truth.
Has Leo finally knocked?
Doesn't change anything. Later or not, we can find a way to make this work.
Nothing's impossible.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
You do that.
Nothing is impossible. Even a witch and a white lighter smooching it up. God, this episode, I mean, you can really see how this episode was drawing to the metaphors of, depression and all of that, and it's, it is really, really sad. So yeah, it was really, really well done in regards to Leo having to step in as well, embrace his wings, and I really, really loved that move from him. It wasn't them being like, okay, time's up. It was more so them being like, you know what, he's got a point. So, and I really liked it as well because it did, I mean, he didn't want to, it wasn't just the fact of him just sitting on the sidelines, not being able to do anything, but it was the idea of feeling so helpless. And I feel like, just in a general vibe, there was a lot of that, obviously, with that dark light impacting everyone. And there is that nice, I say nice touch, but no one was able to, not even Prue until the final second. There is that touch of him just being invisible, and that can also impact when it comes to depression, like especially if it does come down to suicide. Like, you do have people be you might have people thinking it would never do this, and you have that dark lighter try to push people. So yeah, but man, I honestly loved this episode with how powerful it was. As well as various factors like, I mean, it does suck with the triangle that we've got with Piper, Dan, and Leo. I know that Piper's made her choice, but I mean, can you not feel like you could feel the awkwardness? It's like, but ultimately as well, Leo getting his, I mean, I felt like it was coming, like especially in the most convenient timing in terms of, okay, well, I know what I'm choosing in regards to apologizing to Dan that it's not happening. So I mean, it would be convenient, like, oh, look at that, I got my wings back. Because they always talked about the struggles of your abilities versus that normality, and how you'd prefer the latter, but you wouldn't, choose something like that. So, yeah, I do feel like this episode might, I don't know, it might be an episode that some people skip for obvious reasons, especially with this episode ultimately dealing with a sensitive subject in suicide, and some people might feel like they might have that it might not have been handled in a good light, which I can understand why people might want to skip this, because it is very, very sad, especially with the fact that this dark light tried to push Maggie, tried to push Prue to their deaths, really, and it would be chalked up to suicide. Because as Leo said, even though that dark lighter was responsible for pushing all of these forts, etc. So, but I feel like even when you exclude the fact of, because obviously in terms of a narrative perspective with this dark lighter, excluding of course the metaphor, that was his ultimate goal, especially in regards to future white lighters, especially in regards to I'm guessing Maggie being a contender, especially with her good nature. But you know, even with the metaphorical sense of the Darklighter being maybe a symbol of depression, etc., it like excludes the push to suicide. There's still a lot of factors, really, in terms of how it can kind of work, especially with self-blame, especially with that feeling of failure. Because obviously, yeah, it's not going to always lead to suicide. But we still saw various factors of how Prue and Maggie was feeling completely helpless, and like they felt like they were responsible for all of the mishaps that was happening and everything. And it did really impact me. It was making me feel a bit sad because I mean, I still do suffer from depression and it's not a thing that goes away. It's not something that obviously you can switch off. Even when you're going through good phases and everything. And I think Prue is an example of this, especially with the incident, several years past. It's not something that can easily go away whatsoever. If anything, it can stick to you. And to obviously there are certain cases where I will try to put my personal life into things, and a few years ago was probably the roughest patch that I went through. Like 2019, 2020, they will always be my dark years. I was severely depressed. I hated myself. I put on weight, and I just hated existing and knowing like that I was, well, that's what my head was saying to me. Which again, I feel like because of the fact that no one that they thought that it was them speaking and not the Darklighter, you know, that's a factor that I do feel like can kind of work with this episode. But you know, my head was saying that I'm a burden to everyone, and there were, like, not just with obviously 2020 COVID, etc., was that impactful, but 2019 there were certain things that happened in my life that really sent me into a very dark space in my life. And you know, it's 2023, and you know, I'm in a comfortable position in my life. I'm no longer feeling as helpless as I was in those years, but I still do have my I mean, just this past week, well, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the first week of 2023, there was a moment where I just completely broke down, and yeah, it was I won't go, you know, too much into the details, but I still have my moments where I will feel very, very anxious and you know, feel vulnerable, feel like I'm completely frozen. So, and I will have those moments, even if you know, I'm in a happier place generally. There will be moments where I will, yeah, just completely break emotionally, and I will want to just curl up in bed and just bawl my eyes out. So, and like I said with Prue, there's obviously a lot of that hurt from what happened several years ago, and it can, like, the pain can sometimes resurface. Obviously she was affected by the Darklighter, and like I said, obviously we know it's his ultimate gain, and how he was wanting Murphy to jump, and same with Prue. And as we all know, that's not always going to be the path when it comes to depression. But we saw various moments where Prue just completely broke before she went to that bridge. Where she was constantly blaming herself after gifting Maggie with that look. Especially with the fact that that incident is a bit of a deja vu moment. But we saw her with the photography, etc. And you could see how she felt so empty because she felt like she was doing everything, like especially with that skate person. And she felt like she was like, even though her duty is to help people, same with Maggie. She's been someone, a symbol of good, really, and there is just that emptiness that you might feel like a liability. I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, again, going to a personal note, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I want to be a good person to people, and sometimes I just feel like I'm welling up here. Yeah, but that speaks volumes about how even if I'm in a good place, etc., I can still have those moments where I feel like I'm a burden to people or I'm an annoyance, etc., and that that loneliness is a thing that I'm in that is best for everyone in general, including me. But you do try to do good. I mean, you had Maggie, who was wanting to be a good impact to the world, and then she's suddenly being plagued with all of this bad luck, and it's hurting her. Same with Prue. We all know what her, Phoebe, and Piper's goals are. It's to protect the innocent, etc. And you saw at that moment where, like, where she felt like she hurt Phoebe, that skate person. She was just a liability, etc. And not just that, though, but her passion for photography, that was especially when you had that guy who was acting really, really hostile. It really crushes your soul. So yeah, I mean, obviously it might be questionable about how they might have handled things ultimately in terms of the Dark Lighter and trying to have people jump, and I think in terms of an in-universe thing with this Dark Light, I mean, that's his goal really at the end of the day. But I feel like in terms of the other matters, in terms of like feeling that emptiness, feeling like a reliability, etc., I mean, that I feel like kind of hits close. I mean, even when he was parading around as that doctor, and you had him try to influence the idea that once you've been on that ledge, it's nothing you can forget. You had Phoebe, who was like, I don't think that's true. So yeah, I mean, there are little bits and pieces in terms of what he did that, in terms of the whole self-doubt, depression, everything in that area, I feel like it can work. But yeah, it was a really, really, I felt so bad for Prue. It's like, especially learning about a bit of her past as well, and how that kind of I guess was paid in relevance in regards to what was happening in the present day, with Prue feeling bad about the accident, with how Prue felt that brunt of what Grams had to say, really. and how I feel like how that is a kind of a testament really to have Prue having to be the mature one, because of the fact that there is that strictness, and there is that kind of like idea in Prue's head that, okay, I need to take responsibility a bit more. So yeah, it was a really, really deep episode, and I feel like with a heavy episode and an episode that deals with heavy subjects, there was the need for that that like side piece with Piper, Leo, Dan, especially since it's a very, very big moment in terms of Leo getting, you know, his wings back, and I felt like it was good. I just banged my elbow off the desk. Sit back, Liam. Sit back. No, I feel like it was always going to be an awkward moment, especially with Piper coming to the conclusion, okay, I choose Leo. Sorry, Dan. It's been great, but yeah. Because they talked about how it would be very, very it would be more beneficial if Leo was mortal and not a white lighter. And Piper would never force Leo into that position. And now Leo is immortal. It's more tempting really for Piper to rekindle that flame, and now here we are. But I really like the way they did it, because it wasn't something like, okay, well, we've decided you've been good, so you can have your wings back. But it was more sort of a plea, and especially in terms of, I know I want Piper, but I don't want her to lose Prue. And he felt so helpless. And again, I feel like that does feel like it can touch upon, I guess, the main area of this episode, because he was feeling helpless. He wanted to help, but he was just, yeah. You could see him pacing around, feeling angry, etc. So yeah, I felt like it was a really, really well done scene with Leo demanding the idea that he has his wings back, because he wants to help out. He wants to help the sisters, all of them. And he would rather give up that mortality than see Piper mourn for Prue, because of the fact that he could have done something about it if given the chance, and he would probably never forgive himself if Prue, because of the fact that he would have felt like he could have helped out if he especially if he had his wings back, like not long after Prue died. So yeah, but yeah, very powerful episode. Yeah. Like I said, I do feel like this is an episode that some people might skip for understandable reasons. Not that like, I did enjoy going through this episode in terms of a narrative direction, especially bringing back a Dark Lighter, because we saw that in episode 21, the penultimate episode of season 1. But I mean, obviously, this episode deals with heavy subjects, and subjects that can be very, very tough to tackle in regards to, well, not just in terms of how is the right way to handle this subject, but also in terms of on a personal level, because it is tough talking about it. I mean, It's tough for me when it comes to opening up on my feeling. I bottle things up. I hardly let people into my life because of the fact that I don't want to put this on them. And yeah, it's a very, very difficult subject that like whenever it comes to, you know, delving into your pain, it's something that I just hardly bring up, because and I know bottling it up, but that's like, especially with the way my, you know, brain works in terms of, sometimes I have my, I guess, autism shutdowns as well. Like, sometimes that is the best course of action. Because conveying my feelings is not, like, it can be very, very painful, but sometimes it can be very, very, hard to, yeah, get out there. So, yeah. I think I should end this now, because otherwise I'm just going to get emotional, and this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be one of those very emotional post-episode thoughts where I'm just, like, needing 5 more minutes to process everything. But, yeah, it is an episode that can be very, very impactful, and yeah, I just hope everyone, you know, here is doing okay. So, yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my MeG feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!